Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Oye on Roots and Bites, where tradition meets flavor. So on today's episode, we'll be taking a trip down to where? Can you guess? We will be going to South Africa. We will be exploring one of their popular dishes, which is very lovely. Can you guess what that is? That is called Bobotie. Why don't you join me on this journey as we cook together? We've got our mincemeat, our chopped onions. We have our bread as well that we'll be using for the recipe. Turmeric as well. Our chili pepper flakes. Our chopped garlic. We have our apricot jam. If we can't get hold of a chutney, you can use the apricot jam as a substitute. Here we have our cumin powder, curry powder as well, and that's our salt, our shredded carrot. We've got the bay leaf, vegetable oil. We've got the egg as well. And that's our milk. All the ingredients will be listed in the description box below, as well as their measurements. Please join me on this journey as we cook together. So right now we're going to start our bobotie. We'll start by soaking our bread in some milk. So I'm adding half cup of milk to my bread. Soak it and set it aside. With our ingredients all chopped, we're going to get a frying pan, add some vegetable oil to the pan, add our chopped onions, and saute it for some minutes. Saute it for about 2 to 3 minutes. So bobotie is a popular dish in South Africa, especially in the Western Cape. And its roots is in Cape Mali cuisine. We're going to go ahead and add our chopped garlic to it. Give it a stir for about a minute. This recipe is actually very flavorful. It's a baked minced meat with different spices. You've got the turmeric, you've got your curry, and other spices. And you know how it is balanced? You balance it with a savory flavor of a golden egg custard. You must be wondering, well, let's get into it. We'll go ahead and add a curry powder, a turmeric, and stir for like a minute again. As I told you, it's full of spices, flavorful ones. We'll go ahead and add a grated carrot. Give it a stir. Keep stirring for about 2 minutes. And we're going to go ahead and add a ground beef. So here comes our ground beef. Make sure you keep stirring the ground beef until it becomes brown. Make sure we get rid of the pink, the raw meat, and cook it. Keep stirring. After all the pinkish part has disappeared, we'll go ahead and add our salt, add a cumin powder, as well as some pepper. As for me, I love spice and hot, so I love to add some chili flakes that gives it the hotness. So we'll go ahead and still stir. After this, I'm gonna add some water or broth. If you have any broth, just go ahead and add to it. Yes, lest I forget, the key ingredient to this recipe is the chutney or apricot jam. It actually gives it a hint of sweetness to balance the savory flavor. So for my pans that can get hold of chutney, you can always use your apricot jam. Here we are. That's the apricot jam that we will be using. But the aroma, you guys really need to give this a shot. It's simple and it's healthy. You're gonna love it. And guess what I'll be pairing mine with South African yellow rice. Yes, maybe another day we'll be trying out the South African yellow rice recipe. So you're gonna love it. So we're gonna go ahead and add our water and let it simmer for about 5 to 8 minutes. This recipe, the dish is actually warm, comforting, and relaxing meal. You know, it reflects the South African diverse culinary influences from Dutch, Indonesia, and the Indian heritage. So trying this recipe out at home, don't you think it will be really nice? Trying something different. So when we have the opportunity of visiting South Africa, you can always say, I actually made this in the comfort of my home. Really nice. So we're just going to leave it for about 5 to 10 minutes or 8 minutes for it to simmer up while we squeeze out the milk in our bread that we soaked at the very beginning, remember? So right now, we've allowed the water to dry out a little bit. We're going to add bread that we soaked in milk. You're going to squeeze out the milk and add it to the sauce and stir it. Now make sure that it's well incorporated in the sauce. That's the bread. Let's go ahead and give it a little more mix. When everything is been incorporated, when it's well incorporated, we're going to transfer it into a baking dish or a baking bowl. I'm going to turn off the stove right now and transfer it into a baking dish. Now I've transferred it into my baking bowl, and while doing this, you turn on your oven and set it at 350 degrees, and we're going to bake this for about 40 to 45 minutes or when it's golden brown. But before then, remember we had our egg and we still have some of our milk left. We're going to mix it together and add it to this. So from our leftover milk, we're going to break an egg into it and add it to it. We're going to go ahead and add some salt and pepper. So I'm going to add my leftover chili flakes as well as a little bit of salt. We'll go ahead and whisk it. Make sure that it's well incorporated or combined. We're going to go ahead and pour our custard all over the mixed meat. And for some of us, you don't have to add as much pepper. I just love my food hot. So I know some people will be wondering, why did you add so much chili pepper? I just love it hot. So we're gonna go ahead and put some bay leaf on it. And we have our bay leaf. Now our oven is already preheated at 350. We'll put it in for about, let's say 30 minutes, we'll check. And right now our bobotie is ready. Please let me know in the comment section what you think. But I hope I tried. And guess what I'll be pairing it with? South African yellow rice. So we'll be dishing it right now and let's see how it tastes. So right here, I decided to pair mine with South African yellow rice. I hope my South African brothers and sisters hope I tried. This is our first time. We are on this journey together to learn, to explore, and to enjoy every bit of it. So here we go. This is our bobotie. Let's dig in and find out. This is actually good. Well, I try the fries first. Let's see. Guys, this is heavenly. It's really good. You need to try it. As I said before, you can use any ingredients in your kitchen. You have everything you need. Or highest, you run to a grocery store, get few things, and you see yourself exploring and trying out new things. Bon appetit!